shout out to Funny Feet with the story about the trial. Alicia Bishop.
Eligio, I told you years ago that God would not be mocked. At this point, the Allah that you talk about, you worship, is sitting down with me, eating popcorn, giving you the chance to prove that you are God. In your mariachi suit. Your thoughts are representative of that jacket that you are wearing. Did you take Booker's jacket and turn it inside out like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, sir? I'm just asking. Because that was a jacket power move right there, bro. I'm gonna put 30 seconds on the board. Grand Rising family. Like I said, I was gonna go live when everybody quieted down. This is about the time everybody quieted down. So
after 2 years in prison, Eligio Bishop, aka
Fox
Nature Boy,
5
is finally
News.
going to trial. Before we get into the first day of the trial, I just want to throw in a few clips of news broadcasts that were aired the day that they did their jury selection.
Jury selection is underway right now in DeKalb County in the rape trial of an accused cult leader. Thanks so much for joining us today for Fox 5 News at 4. I'm Christine Spiro. Prosecutors say Eligio Bishop assaulted one of his followers and then posted explicit videos of the woman online. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert is live at the DeKalb County Courthouse with the latest from the courtroom. Tyler.
Yeah, Christine, good afternoon to you. So far, a jury has not been picked yet, but for hours today, prospective jurors were questioned by prosecutors and the defense team as they work to select the jury for the rape trial of an accused cult leader.
When they picked the jury.
I consider jury duty to be our highest civic responsibility.
Dozens of prospective DeKalb County jurors face questions Wednesday in a county courtroom as lawyers on both sides work to figure out who will decide the fate of alleged cult leader Eligio Bishop.
Has anyone else heard anything about this case before you came to court today?
Is there anyone here you yourself have been accused of sexual assault or improper touching?
The questions from prosecutors and the defense are designed to get a fair and impartial jury for Bishop, who's accused of raping a woman trying to leave his alleged cult called Carbon Nation. In March of 2022, the woman says Bishop asked to see her as she was packing her stuff at a home off of DeKalb County's La Vista Road. That's when investigators say the alleged assault took place, but that's not all. And that's why prosecutors asked prospective jurors this.
Is there anyone who themselves, a close friend, or a family member has ever had an intimate video of themselves shared without their consent?
Prosecutors say later the victim found explicit videos posted online. Prosecutors call it revenge porn. During Bishop's preliminary hearing, his lawyer called the rape allegation a he said, she said situation. The victim, who we're not identifying, wasn't present Wednesday, but one of her supporters was.
She's feeling strong. She's looking forward to telling her story in full, in totality of everything that happened that night.
Bishop also had supporters in the courthouse. None of them wanted to go on camera, but said this as they walked to lunch.
33, we put some 3. 33.
And Bishop faces several charges, including rape. Jury selection is expected to wrap up today with opening statements set for tomorrow. And the judge says this trial is going to last about a week and a half. We're live in DeKalb County this afternoon. Tyler Fingers, Fox 5 News.
All right, Tyler, thanks for the latest.
This next broadcast comes from WSB-TV Atlanta.
Developments now. An accused cult leader called Nature Boy is on trial in DeKalb County. He's accused of rape and posting revenge porn. Channel 2's Courtney Francisco is live outside the courthouse.
Get a fair use to this video because it comes from the news, Fox News 5.
Its opening statements are slated to start tomorrow. It's a trial involving rape, revenge, and a man some consider God, Eligio Bishop. Bishop's supporters shouted outside DeKalb County Courthouse while critics cringed.
They are going to support him until they finally snap out of it and wake up.
Chantel Coleman is here to support the woman who calls Bishop her rapist. We aren't revealing her name for privacy, but investigators say she was part of Bishop's cult, Carbon Nation, in March of 2022, when the crime happened and she escaped.
She's feeling strong. She's looking forward to telling her story in full.
We were there when police swooped into the Arbor Chase home the next month, arrested Bishop for rape, false imprisonment, and posting revenge porn online. His followers stood in support, saying they believe in nature, nudity, and kindness, and they called Bishop Nature Boy. They followed him around Central America and Hawaii before moving to the metro.
A man is being locked up for something that did not happen, and it's unfair.
During jury selection, Bishop was silent. The judge did order him to stand to show himself to the room, and he offered a friendly wave. Outside, Bishop's followers were not ready to talk beyond a show of support yet.
I don't think they ever thought that they would see the day that their cult leader would be in this situation, and so they're just hanging on.
And court documents say the defense expects to call at least 6 witnesses. It's unclear how many witnesses the state plans to call. The judge said to the jury today she expects this trial to last the rest of this week and the rest of next week. Reporting live in DeKalb County, Courtney Francisco, Channel 2 Action News.
It's Channel 2 News.
According to a 2017 report from the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, Bishop is a former model, stripper, and barber. He has ties to Atlanta dating back to at least 2009.
Georgia, ATL.
Around 2016, Bishop and his followers moved to Central America but were forced to leave in 2017. One member told Channel 2 Action News Bishop and Carbon Nation teach to love, nature, nudity, and one another.
Do you have both Medicare and Medicaid?
The courtroom experience. So here is Nature Boy getting his charges read to him by the judge. And then we're going to get into the jury selection. I want you guys to get an idea of how they decided to select the jury.
In the county of DeKalb and state of Georgia, on or about the 24th day of March 2022, in violation of the personal liberty of Janae, did unlawfully confine said person without legal authority. Count 3, prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. The grand jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, charge and accuse Eligio Bishop with the offense of prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions in violation of CGA 16-11-90B for the said accused person in the county of DeKalb and state of Georgia on or about the 27th day of March 2022, without the consent of Janae Newell, the depicted person, did unlawfully cause the electronic posting of a certain video with a length of 56 seconds with the knowledge that it depicted sexually explicit conduct of Janae Newell, an adult, for the purpose of harassment, and such videos serve no legitimate purpose to the person depicted. Count 4, same type of count. Grand jurors aforesaid, in the name of and on behalf of the citizens of the state of Georgia, charge and accuse Eligio Bishop with the offense of prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions in violation of OCGA 16-11-90B for the said accused person in the county of DeKalb and state of Georgia on or about the 27th day of March 2022, without the consent of Janae Newell, the depicted person, did unlawfully cause the electronic posting of a certain video with a length of 28 seconds with the knowledge that it depicted sexually explicit conduct of Janae Newell, an adult, for the purpose of harassment.
Hey Joshua, how you doing, my brother? Happy Friday to you. Hope you have a blessed day. You talk about the trial of co-leader named Bishop.
Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Count 4. Hold on.
That's good. We're talking about co-leader named Alicia Bishop. He in trial for R word, the R word, and putting her pictures out there on Twitter, which they call Hub and all that.
State of Georgia on or about the 27th day of March 2022.
That is Alicia Bishop that you're seeing.
Lawfully caused the electronic posting of a certain video with a length of 1 minute and 8 seconds, with the knowledge that it depicted sexually explicit conduct of Janae Newell, an adult, for the purpose of harassment, and such videos served no legitimate purpose to the person depicted, this offense constituting a second or subsequent violation of this law. Contrary to the laws of said state, the good order, peace, and dignity thereof, signed Cherry Boston, DeKalb County Superior Court District Attorney. And Mr. Cudney, again, in count 5, the offense constituting a second or subsequent, that is subsequent or second to counts 3 and 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right.
What are your thoughts so far? I personally think that Nature Boy looks defeated. I mean, it's written all over his face. Out of all the years of me watching Carbon Nation and covering the story, I rarely see him like this. Rarely see him in this state. But this time, it's serious. Like, back when he got arrested in Hawaii and, he was freed, he went back to his bullshit, back to his abusive ways, and he actually got worse. Each time he got in trouble and got out of trouble, his behavior became worse. Those of you who know. But I want to know your thoughts down below. Do you think that Nature Boy is guilty of the charges that he has been given? Do you think that Nature Boy deserves life in prison? I'd love to know your thoughts.
Anyone think they might have trouble following their oath to decide the case based on what you hear in court this week because of the fact the case is being followed by the media? Did that make sense? I see no response. I expect the judge will instruct you to refrain from consuming or watching or reading any media coverage of this case. Is there anyone who would have trouble following such an instruction?
So even if I tell you
media coverage of this case.
Thought so. Okay. Same question for juror 41. If you would stand up for me. If I instruct you that you are not to watch social media or anything about this case, would you be unwilling to follow that?
It's not that I'm unwilling. I have kids and I can't control what they show me. I'm gonna look and I look over. I already looked at it at that point.
Okay.
I'm a Republican. I've been a lifelong Republican. If we don't support Ukraine, I fear China could potentially see that as a signal where they believe that they can invade their neighbors too.
Right.
I want you guys to get a feel of the courtroom and the process. So we're going to go to another clip after this one where there is a juror that they're trying to decide whether they're going to keep or, I guess, kick to the curb. So listen closely. This woman has been in an abusive relationship and they want to make sure that she's going to be okay taking on this trial. If you really think about it, they don't want people to have any reason to not be fair in a case. So they have to ask you many questions, and this is an example.
Over in Cobb County?
Yes.
Okay, and that's where you were working when you ended up getting injured and now you're working towards your medical degree?
Yes.
What's up, y'all? Come on in. What's up, y'all? Come on in. Everybody, come on in. Come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Shout out to Medea.
I am here in the flesh.
She up there. She a YouTuber. She up there where the trial being held at.
How is
Shout out to
doing? I'm trying
Madelle.
to fix my tripod, y'all. What up? On location. I'm on location. And thank you guys for joining me tonight. But y'all know I gotta have something playing in the background. That's just how it is. I gotta have something playing in the background. Y'all make sure y'all tap in as soon as y'all come in. Tap in as soon as y'all come in. Smash that like button, y'all. So I'm live on location from an undisclosed location as of right now. I have moved locations from the Airbnb that I was at originally to a new spot. I'm gonna be moving around the city a little bit because, you know, for my own safety. For my own safety. Okay, hold on.
She around the coats. She around the coats when she go to the
turn on your exterior.
Then she go in that in the courtroom because his people is there right there in, except the ones that got to testify.
All right, y'all. So we doing DoorDash, but okay. So first thing in the morning, you know me, I like to be on time. We get there at about 8 at the courthouse. We walk through security, get upstairs, right? We sitting there in the courtroom.
I'm gonna take you through the day 3.
You know, the judge comes in and Booker is there. The prosecution is there. There's 2 counsels at the prosecution desk, and Booker is by himself. You guys saw that on the live stream, right? So
Alicia Yo Bishop,
you know.
Alicia Yo Bishop.
As we sit down,
day 3.
We kind of settle in a little bit. And then
the testimonies.
Here comes Team Too Much in the building. We have Jax, aka Edgar Bright, Juju, aka Juliana Diaz, come in, along with a third unknown subject. Okay, he was with another unknown subject. And so, you know, I kind of glanced and I kept paying attention to the front, kept going. Then a few minutes later, the rest of Team Too Much came in the building. The wives. Malia, aka Tanisha Dulé, Aya, aka Portia Wade, hey love, Efaru, aka Kayla Buckner. Okay, they come in the courtroom, dressed in their, you know, their normal garb. But today it looked like they toned it down a little bit. You know, they kind of put it in like a little modern sense a little bit. I saw Efaru rocking a little pea coat. Looked like she got it from the you know, the Banana Republic or something. You know, one of those nice little PJs.
Talking about the rest of his wives, they got that really, they legally not married, but that's what he called them. So legally they wives, his wives.
Let me tell y'all.
And it's like 3 of them because one locked, one still in custody.
Uncomfortable. Or like somebody is like
one, the devil name that ain't being mentioned name is Zoka.
Right?
That's her coat. Her coat name.
So they go through a few look at me, I got lettuce on my mouth, y'all. Why ain't nobody tell me I got lettuce on my y'all gonna let me just walk around the street with lettuce on my mouth. But anyways, so we sitting there and they going through the Rule 22 for an older gentleman who wanted to take photos. Then they called me up. Did y'all see me go up there? I'm on TV, y'all. I am on TV, the back of my head. I kind of wish they caught the front of my face, you know, caught all of this, but they didn't. They just caught the back. But that's okay. That's good enough for me. But anywho, so we get through all of that. And then, you know, they was about to call the first witness. But before that happened, the judge admonished the attorneys and the court. She said, are there any witnesses in the courtroom right now that will be testifying, or potential witnesses who may be testifying in this trial sitting in the courtroom right now? And the prosecution was like, yes, there are some potential witnesses sitting in the courtroom right now. And he was like, these are the defense witnesses. And then they took the list out, and the judge was like, listen, if I call your name, I need you to stand up and exit the courtroom. You are not able to be in here to observe these proceedings if you are going to testify. And she called all of them, child. She called Tanisha Dulé, she called Portia Wade, and she called Kayla Buckner name. And before she could even spit out Jackson Drew, they just gone ahead and stood up as well and got up out of there, right? But y'all, here's the tea. Y'all ready for the tea? Put some glasses emojis in the chat, y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button while we at it. But put some glasses emojis in the chat, y'all, because I'm about to tell y'all the key and the tea. This is funny. So, as they're being ushered out of the courtroom by a couple of bailiffs to leave, Malia, aka Tanisha Dulé, thank you for my emoji. Thank you for the glasses, or you put eyes, that's fine. But Malia, she says, he ain't raped nobody. He ain't raped nobody. The detective, the knows him. On her way out, the judge was like, oh my. And they let them, they kind of, okay, bye. They put them out. So Team Too Much could not stay in the proceeding. They were not allowed to observe because, again, they are potential witnesses. So therefore, they are not allowed to be present during the proceeding. So they had to go. Now, I don't know exactly when another supporter came in, and we're going to get to that too. So on the defense side, it was really bone dry once Team Too Much left. I don't know what's going on with his supporters. Y'all, if y'all support Elijah Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief Papa John Pocket, Hot Pocket, where y'all at? Where all his supporters at? Where his supporters at? Because they sure ain't in the courtroom. Maybe they're coming later on in the trial. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to speak too soon. They might be pulling up later. But so I'm sitting there, and I look over and I see somewhat of a familiar face. I mean, not somebody that I know, but somebody that I've seen before. Now, I didn't say nothing. Yes, I'm fixing my scarf right here on the live. I didn't know who that person was, right? Like, because I was like, oh, that face looks familiar. That face looks familiar. Guess who was in there, y'all? Y'all will never guess who was in there. One of his supporters. Well, I said Max anyway. Anna the God. Anna the God was there, y'all. Anna the God. Anna the God was there in support. I guess she took the notebook that Aya had because, they was taking notes. Let me check y'all comments. I don't want to ignore y'all. I always be fussing at y'all to get involved in a conversation, and here I am not talking to y'all, right? My bad, y'all. Let me see if let me field y'all questions. Welcome to the room, everybody. How y'all doing? Hey, Logical, I think. It was Anna the God, winning scratcher. Oh, I love your name. Probably once they all see all the security, they changed their mind about coming to the courtroom. Hey, Lou A, what's up? Hey, Cute Out, what's good? How you doing? Let me see if I missed anybody else in the chat. What's up? Michelle, hey, Miss Leo, hey, Susan. It's a lot of y'all in here. I can't say hey to everybody, and I can't read everybody's comment, but I'm trying to at least skim through. You gave your whole government name. I sure did, and I'll do it again. My name is Danielle Holland. Google me. I had to. The judge asked me to, and I had to spell it. But see, I'm not concerned because I'm not, I'm not wanted for anything. I'm not a criminal. I'm a law-abiding citizen, and I don't care if people know my name. It doesn't really matter to me. I knew that submitting the Rule 22 was going to lead to my true identity being revealed. I don't give a damn. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Danielle, but I go by Medea. Hey, Perfect Nails, how are you? You saw me on TV, girl? Okay. What's your IG? Medea_2021 is my IG. Medea_2021. Hey, Simply. Hey, BB. How are you? How are you, lady? Hey, Clover. What's the T there? I was getting to that. I was getting to the defense side. I was finishing up the defense side and getting on the prosecution side as far as where people were seated. But yes, she was indeed in court present today as well as yesterday. She is there to observe the proceedings as she should. And let me jump to the state side. So it's me, Lisa Says What, our liaison, Olivia Pope. Yes, we are being rode around the city by Olivia Pope. Get with it or get lost. No, sir, that's just her code name. And who else? The T. We also had on the other side, I'm not gonna name the parent or who they are a parent of, but I know a lot of people always talk about like, why the parents ain't parents. There were parents in the room of on the prosecution side, on the state side, sitting, observing. There are people's parents from this cult in the courtroom who I am certain are looking towards a semblance of justice for what has happened to their children. So I just wanted y'all to know that. Again, I'm not going to disclose whose parent it is, but we know who parent it is, like me and Lisa. But I'm not going to do that publicly to her. I'd like her to maintain her anonymity and enjoy her privacy, because I'm sure this is a difficult time for her. She's probably learning a couple of hard truths about what her child was involved in. And no, it's not Janae's mother, it's somebody else's mom. Who else did I recognize on the prosecution side sitting there? A lot of press sat on that side as well. And Kayla's mama. No, she wasn't. Did you go over the plea deal? No, I didn't even get to the plea deal yet. But so that's who was majority of people there. Of course, Zan Land Films is there. Fox News is there. There's a photographer there that's taking pictures for the news companies. And lots of security guys. So as far as the plea, now we all sat in there, and they bring out Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief Papa John Hot Pocket. And I'm gonna tell y'all, y'all could have bought me for a whole penny when they brought him out in that damn jacket. Did y'all see that jacket? Did y'all see that busy jacket? Who saw that jacket? Please tell me y'all saw that jacket before he took it off. I was like, what in the disco ball just exploded on his back? Like, who bought him this? How people... Listen, Team Too Much, ladies, if you're watching and tuning in right now to the Medea movement, I'm just telling you, y'all need to pick out better clothes. That jacket was just, I don't care if it's Louis, Fendi, Prada, if it's some type of name brand, throw it away. Do not repeat that jacket. I was like, y'all, I was disturbed by
talking
his
about
jacket.
the
So anyway,
Alicia Bishop trial. Hey, my little sister Tamika, how you doing? I hope you're having a blessed morning. Back on the third day of Alicia Bishop trial on yesterday. He pleaded not guilty. He all facing 30 years if he been found guilty.
And the prosecution was like, well,
without the possibility of
the judge asked
a parole, and he had to leave Georgia, and he can't use the case for any money, and they're going to escort him to Clayton County so he can get on the airport and leave the city of Atlanta, Georgia.
The offer to Mr. Bishop, he has no interest in it. So, no, we have not revisited it, but, the offer is still on the table up until the time the first witness sits on the stand. So he has an opportunity. And then the judge was like, okay, can you go over the terms of the deal right now?
This the deal that they talking about that he declined.
The deal encompasses 30 years of 30 years of a sentence. They didn't say how much time he would serve before he could be eligible for parole. But they did say it would be 30 years.
And he got to register himself as a sex offender.
And he would have to register as an offender. Okay? He would have to register as an ex-offender. So, when they said that 30 years, y'all.
But when they first came out with the plea deal, they plead with him from 7 to 10 years.
He did even half of that. Y'all realize that
he didn't take that deal. And offered 2 more deals. Yesterday was the last deal that he declined.
60, right? He's 42 now. 5 in there is 7. Yeah, he would be 57, y'all. He would be close to 60 years old. So, he's sitting over there kind of like, grimacing and carrying on and whispering to his attorney. So then his attorney was like, well, Your Honor, we might want to, my client would
yeah, he want to work. He think he can't be touched. He think he God. But God is showing him that he's not God.
Offer or the plea deal or whatever. And he was like, he said, yeah. So they gave him a moment. They walked out. They came back. They come back. He was like, no, we want to go ahead and proceed.
He took, so he ain't take that deal.
Getting off the penalties. The penalties of what,
So all deals is off the table because they starting the trial.
Convicted. Lee Hill Bishop, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief Hopper John Hot Pocket, aka Chief Administrative Segregation, could be facing life without the possibility of parole. I'm gonna say it again.
And he got other choices of the drone, the drugs they try to slip up in the facility, and all that.
That's just on the first charge, y'all. That's just the first charge. Second charge carries 10 years, according to the DA. The prosecution, the state. 10 years, right? Then the other charges, 3 apiece. So he looking at football numbers, y'all. If he blow trial, as Max V Media, World Media would say, he blow trial, it's life. He could be sentenced to life, anywhere from 25 to life. So then they get to whispering again, right? They get to whispering again. Child. They get to whispering again. Right there in the minute, like, they kind of talking or whatever. Then Booker says, Your Honor, my client would like an opportunity to further to further understand or discuss the plea deal with me. Can we, would you afford us this time? The judge was like, listen, Now, and I'm paraphrasing, but she was like, we done started late. We started late. You guys, we already had another, brief break. This is a lot. I will give you guys 10 minutes. I'll give you 10 minutes to decide. And once the first prosecution witness takes the stand, there is no longer an opportunity for this deal. So I would suggest that you could review it and consider it. Make a decision or whatever. So they go out, he huffing and puffing. Y'all should have seen him.
Yeah, you mad.
Just mad, angry bird, just mad, right? Walking and puffing. Which he needs to actually apply a little bit more decorum because, the jury.
When they're trying to shackle his feet up, he's told the officer that he don't want his feet
these behaviors
shackled up. But you can't tell the law what you don't want. You ain't free no more.
And
you gotta do what they say do.
Let me tell y'all what happened when I go out the courtroom. I'm sitting there just chilling. And then they was like, I'm sitting there just chilling. I think I messaged y'all in the back. I messaged the people in the back chat, I think I dropped a message in the back chat. If you're not a part of the back chat yet, you're missing out. It is only a $20 donation to my Cash App. Did I put my Cash App in it? Oh, my Cash App.
I wouldn't pay no $20 to get no information, though.
So
I had to do my research.
$20 and get into the back chat. I'm going to spend a moment explaining the back chat because a lot of people are getting so, confused. The way that it works is Cash App me $20, hit me up on IG at Medea_2021. When you hit me up, the first thing I'm going to do is add you to the back chat. That is the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to add you to the back chat. Thank you so much for the hearts, y'all. Thank you. I'm going to add you to the back chat, right? Then I'm going to send you instructions on following a private IG page. Okay? The private IG page.
You're going to go look a little farther than here.
We'll go live. Who was the first witness? Hold on, y'all. Let me make sure I'm not wrong.
The first witness was Janae.
I think Janae was the first witness.
She was the first witness.
Mm-hmm. She was actually on the stand the majority of the day. So they called the alleged victim.
But I'm finna turn off this station right now because they start at 9 o'clock, I believe.
Amazing job. I am very proud of her. She had I don't know guilty, innocent.
Just hold on 1
second. What I'm talking
second.
about is the fact that as a young woman, very young,
a lot of the information, the world's live stream today about the 6 witnesses that will be standing trial alongside Elijah Ho Bishop. We're going to be going over 4 of those witnesses.
That's on their end.
We get closer, we can kind of see the game plan of both sides, from the prosecutor and the defense. Shout out to King World, man, especially, man.
Shout out to King World 2020.
With what's going on via
I watched him ever since he started with the coat.
To me, it's too much.
Airing them out.
It's too much to read.
And
shout out to King World.
And shout out to King World for really help putting him away.
And understand what's going on.
Getting to what the point we at today.
Man, you got to start off wherever you get your information from. You got to give credit to the people that put in that work. You feel me? So I got to get credit to people.
Shout out to World News 2020.
Shout out to them. Let's get started. Okay, let's get popping. Right? Like I said before, I'm not going to be doing daily live streams about carbonation. Okay? I might do a couple here and there leading up to the case, because I want a lot of my followers that have been tuning in to this carbonation, that's been tuning into the conscious clown sector, right? That you've seen me report on, you've seen King World report on, and stuff like that, from Brother Polite, Rashad Jamal, Young Pharaoh, Rahe.
All these all together. They call themselves God. They want to be God.
So I'm going to be alerting a lot of my subscribers to head over to King World's channel for the start of the trial, right? For the beginning stage of the trial. To me, that's where the best coverage is going to be at. That's where we're going to have up-to-date information, accurate behind-the-scene details on who these characters are, who these individuals are. Like I said, I'm only going to be speaking about 4 of these so-called witnesses, and y'all know who they are, which we're going to discuss as well. I don't know if this has been approved. I don't know if this has been, I guess, accepted by the judge and stuff like that. But, we got, a list of 6 names. King World went over it early in his life today. 2 of the names I do not know. So I'm not going to even speak about, I'm not even going to talk about at all, right? King World will obviously put together a video that will be explaining in detail who these people are, their association with the cult, how they play a role in the cult, vice versa, right? He does it with everybody, and we'll see the 2 names that I obviously don't know there. But I do know 4 of those names. And 4 of those so-called names we know are 4 of the women, right? 4 of the so-called wives. And I've heard King World speak about it, and I've heard Treos, I heard Zeke, I've heard Michelle, I've heard a lot of individuals over the last week and a half with all the new information breaking, give their perspective, their idea, and I kind of agree with the whole picture here that Nature Boy is not getting out, right? There's no option, there's no talking about reasonable doubt, I'm telling you guys, it's 100% guaranteed that he's going to be serving whatever jail time. Oh, Jackson Juju, okay, because I didn't know their actual names. Okay, bet. So, yeah, Jackson Juju. We know without a doubt that he's going to be serving whatever time they give him to life, okay? We know that he didn't accept no plea deal, which he should have accepted it. King World has spoke about, and Trejo in the past has spoke about, right? And I keep shouting out these individuals because these individuals, they have admitted and they have, shown that they have as well been involved inside of the justice system themselves, right? They were standing once in front of a judge, so they know exactly how the whole process works. They know exactly. Shout out to King World up in the building. Shout out to the OG, man. Shout out to Miss Dina, Caribbean Queen, and all that. And I'll get into more of why I did this live stream and the purpose of it in a little bit, but they have been where Elijah is at right now. And to me, that experience right then and there, and like I said, King World has already served his time. He's already has made his amends, right? He did his time, and he's now reformed, and he's now doing way, way better, right? Trey, everybody that has been to prison, that has changed their life, right? They now get a second chance of life. And I just want to appreciate everybody that has been where Eligio Bishop's been, and you made that change, however long it took you, however fast it took you. I'm so glad that y'all made your change. I believe in second chances. That's one of the biggest issues that face our community is, you know, having
everybody get a
second
second time,
jobs,
a second chance. Second chance. When God give you a second chance, you got to do right.
Healthcare benefits and all that, right? That's what I'm about, right? So when it comes to them speaking about what Eligio's going through, my ears tune in to that, because I've never experienced that. I've been to jail for 2 days. I've never been sentenced. I've never been, you know, held up there for months. I've never been, I never served prison time. So a lot of the technical terms, a lot of the behind the scenes, a lot of the first person experience, I lacked. So that's why you'll see when this trial happens, I'm not going to be speaking too much like I know shit, because I don't. And I think that other YouTubers who have never been in that position, who've never been standing in front of a judge, who never had that first experience, they should take a back seat and allow the individuals who've actually experienced what Eligio's going through in some type of capacity, maybe different charges. We should listen to them explain what's going on so that everybody can have a detailed awareness about exactly what is going on and how he's feeling and what the process mentally is going to be like when the judge hands them 10 plus, 15 plus, 20 plus years, however long it does for all the charges. Right? So that's the purpose of me doing this live stream, because a lot of people is now making carbonation videos that have no experience whatsoever. They're not lawyers. They haven't been locked up. They just goody old two-shoe boys trying to be able to talk about something for clicks and views. And it's important that the people know that if you want an accurate story, if you want to know exactly what's going on, if you want to know exactly the mind state, the mental state, the spiritual state, right, what goes through a person's mind, you want to listen to people that actually been experience what Eligio is experiencing right now.
Amen.
He gonna be sick, and that's gonna be tough.
I don't be happy on nobody's downfall, but
that's why this live stream is so important, because
you got to pay the price if you do something wrong.
A lot of people that ain't mentioned carbonation in months, now all of a sudden the last week or two, now they want to
maybe God's sitting him down and he'll have time to think about the consequences that he did, not only to himself but to other people, other young ladies, other young men that he heard it.
Just because
that he
a little bit of, and I'm speaking to a lot of
mine slept with him, you know.
Okay,
it's crazy. And it's another Eligio. It's a lot of Eligio Bishops out there.
They probably watched the YNW Melly trial, the Tory Lanez trial, the Young Thug trial, and now they think they fucking trial experts. Now they think they know everything about a jury selection. Now they think they, come on, like, no. Let's be real. You don't know what's going on. You don't know the mind state. You don't know what it's like to be in there first person, like other individuals that have been reporting on this cult. And I think that knowledge is extremely important. Like, for example, right, to me, when I go watch sports commentary about the Super Bowl or about Patrick Mahomes or what's happening to just catch me up NBA wise or whatever, I don't like listen to the people that never play basketball, because they don't know the game. Unless they've been reporting and inside the locker rooms and been around the game for 40 plus years, like, that's the only time I give those individuals actual credit. Shout out to Bianca in the building and the S Squad and Beam Team family in the building. Right, but I'm going to listen to
I'm gonna be
That's
on here a
right.
little longer than
Like a
as
Shaq, like a Charles
than
Barkley,
normal because
right? If
I'm
I'm in the NFL, like a Troy
watch the
Aikman, like a
trial
Sonny
right
Romo,
along with
right?
y'all.
Like a
Anybody
Keyshawn
come in
Johnson,
here, they
Michael
more
Irvin,
than welcome to
Shannon Sharp,
see what's really going
right? I
on
actually listen
with
to the people
coats
that
and
play the sport
pimps
because
and
they can give
all
you a
this
direct
that hurting young
experience
women's
commentary
and young men's and
on what
all
is
that
happening,
changing
the
their
mindset, the
mind,
mental state,
programming their
or what's like in the
mind,
locker
giving
room,
another name that their parents didn't name them, and it's ooh, Lord Jesus.
right? So to me, that's just common sense. So if you're a person that wants to know about carbonation, if you're a person that wants to know about this trial, and you're going to a person that has not reported on this cult since the very beginning, if you're going to, let's say, a video posting channel or other live streamers that haven't been covering it since the Etherians, since Nature Boy left the dam from
On
Atlanta,
somebody I can't state that we
you have
kept
no business
reporting,
talking
even
about
when it got
what's going
quiet
on,
down, was King
right?
World
If you've never been
2020.
chained
Again,
up in front of the
shout out to
judge and
King
received
Word.
that sentence,
He even went out there where
then you
they
don't know what it's
was, where they
like
was staying
to
there,
be
because
in
they
his
put,
shoes. So there's no
they
reason for
went to
anybody to
the
even listen
Target,
to what you have to say or what
to a
commentary
Target
a person has to
place
give if you've never
and
been in that shoe. That's
posted
why
his
I'm not talking
picture,
about it when the
is
trial
his name
happens.
on the Target
Why do
range
people come listen
and
to
was
me when I
shooting
don't have no
at it
experience about what Eligio's going through? I don't have
because
a
he
lawyer
was
degree.
he was
Like,
getting what they was trying to do, and they don't like him. The coach don't like him because he would be
so
putting the
someone
words
asked,
out
why
there
am I whining about
what
this?
he doing
First of
and
all, I'm not
how
whining
he
about
doing it.
anything, right? I'm just making it known that you don't go get your car fixed from a bakery. You go get your car fixed from a mechanic, right? You don't get your news from a Facebook meme or Instagram reel. You go to the reporters, right? If you're going to cover a cult or go for information about a cult, you want to go to the person that's been covering the cult since the beginning, not a dude that's randomly talking about all these different topics and subjects around the world that has no actual logical time to completely study in depth all the topics he's speaking about, right? I'm a person that was taught that before you speak, learn about the topic before you speak. You just don't talk about how you, like what you think you know, right? So I'm not whining at all. I'm just breaking down that it's very common sense for people to get their car fixed by a mechanic, right? Have a bakery or a baker or a chef make their food or bake them a cake. And let's talk about Rick Ross, right? I said my only issue with Rick Ross, right? And if y'all go back to my last video, right, that is one of the individuals that I think that the prosecutor is going to bring to basically, explain, right, brainwashing, how it works, right? And I'm going to talk about the different strategies that we can kind of see, like coming forward. Michelle talked about it, Zeke talked about it, King Ward talked about it, and they panels that they had over the last few days. But I kind of want to, speak on that as well because I haven't had really time to break that down. For anybody, and I'm gonna say this again, and I'm gonna move on. Right? The detective for the 6 missing cult members in Berkeley, Missouri, or St. Louis, Steve came to me because when he called around to different people, they figured out that I was the person originally reporting on this cult. Right? When Steve, the detective for the case, had a meeting with the FBI called me to get information about the cult. See, and I'm so lucky that
I know the backstory of this cult, Alicia Bishop.
I can imagine having other channel holders
trying
to get clout and views.
I've been watching
making it harder for me to stop the motherfucker. And that's
I say for about 6 years I've been watching.
Channel holders.
I've been watching.
Really low key supporting
in a watch world.
And doing everything they can
it
to
was
keep the
sad,
cult
so
up
I
and going.
decided
Luckily, in the Rashad Jamal
to
sector, we didn't have
use
that. And you
his
see how easily and quickly we
use his
dismantled this
content and
entire
shout him
cult of
out
cosmic intelligence.
and
And now we're in the
let the
phase of
world know
reprogramming
that
the people on the fence.
don't watch what your baby's doing, for they get in the wrong hands.
And I definitely got the link for anybody that definitely has a different opinion. You feel me? We definitely like to discuss stuff over here. But I have to be real. That's what made taking down the cult of cosmic intelligence so easy, because we didn't have other channel holders trying to get views and build YouTube channels off of Rashad's cult videos.
They cause other
Right? But in
videos they
Carnation
make.
sector, you had YouTubers and other
This
people.
person
right,
that's talking now is
getting themselves
Kulu.
involved
Kulu Live. Him
Beam Team and others
and
exposing
King World
and stopping this cult.
came together and kept on sending videos, kept on, doing what they had to do, get them off the street.
So that's the difference, right, between
They
this.
went
And
to
I just have to
Belize,
make that known,
they
because
went to
I can
Hawaii,
imagine
they
having
went
to deal with
to
other content creators painting another
a whole
narrative
lot
against
of
me,
different
trying
countries
to
they
protect
went to.
Rashad and stuff like
And
that.
most every last one
While
they
I'm trying
got,
to expose it, man.
they
Like,
got
that
put
would have been a
out
lot
the
of time, man.
country.
Like, this shit would have lasted a lot longer than what it did.
If we get found, he got to leave.
Right. So let's move on to the next point of
DeKalb
reference,
County
right?
in Georgia got to leave that
Let's
town.
talk about
Go, I
four
guess
individuals,
Clinton,
right?
Clayton,
I don't
wherever
know
they're,
Juju
and the
and
police
Jax,
there gonna
obviously, right?
be notified so they can
I don't
watch
know if
him
they're
get
gonna
on
take
the
a stand or
plane
not.
bus or
I don't
wherever
know
he
who's
gonna
gonna
get
take a
on.
stand.
He can't no
I'm
longer come
assuming
back
since they have
to
6
Atlanta,
witnesses,
Georgia.
that they're either going to use a written statement or a recorded statement
Yeah, anyway it
as
go, he got
evidence.
to
I don't know
register
which
as
people
a
will take a
sex
stand.
offender.
I personally don't know. If King World went over it, I didn't get to that part. I only made it about an hour and a half. I have to finish the rest of the live. Like, your boy literally just got
But they're
off
gonna make these other young ladies go home because they ain't gonna be able to see them no more.
And it's like,
So I pray to God
we're
that
not
make
gonna
the
talk
other
about
ladies
any
wake up
possible
and just
potential options that Alicia
face the
has
fact
for
that
reasonable doubt. We're not gonna even
it's
talk
over
about
with.
it. There's
Face
no
the
discussing.
fact to some of the young men that's still there, it's over with.
It's almost like people want him to get free, but trying to ride on the fence and act like in an indirect way, oh, the different option. No. Just go how to say it. Y'all want Eligio free. If you are making content talking about the possibilities of him getting free due to reasonable doubt, just come out and say it. You want him free.
Yeah, and I said the
So that you
same
can do more
thing the
content,
last
that you
couple
can
of
do more
days
videos.
that some of these YouTube, some of these creators, they want him free because for what? For what? To continue
real.
hurting
Let's
young
just be
ladies, so
honest
they
with each other.
continue to brainwash young
I want to
ladies
see
and
this shit
young
come to an
men.
end. King World's mission and BMT's mission is to bring this cult to its end.
Yes, and the shout out to them.
Right? We don't do
I
this
say
shit for
shout out
views.
to
We don't do this
myself
shit
too because
for
I
clout. We don't do this shit.
was reposting it.
A funny ass way, and we could have got hundreds of people in here. I could have put all the different shit, tags and shit like that to get the algorithm. No, I don't need that because it's not for clout. It's not for views.
It's saving lives. It's for saving lives, saving other young ladies' lives.
On my channel, there's no talking about no possibility of him being. We're not even going to put that into the ether. We're not even going to put that into the atmosphere. We're not even going to put that into the universe.
That he gonna do his time.
On some
I put that to
whim,
the atmosphere too.
Some shit might work out in his favor, and we're not even going to have that. Same way with Rashad Jamal. There was no way he's innocent. There's too much evidence. And look what happened. 16 years, 20 years probation. I find it funny how people want to talk about carbonation, but these same individuals never talked about the Rashad Jamal. These people were in the same community, but these people literally, their cults are identical. They literally wear the same locks, believe in crystals, peace to gods and goddesses, shirtless out in nature. They're both out pooping out in nature. Talk about why are y'all talking only about carbonation and not about the Rashad Jamal shit?
Because they don't want to talk about that. They love
See, it makes no sense.
Alicia
if you really
Bishop.
About reporting on this type of stuff, if you're really about exposing this stuff, if you the TMZ of this community, if you right the media person of this, if you been doing live streams and asking for raffle fucking money and donations while posting this cult, it's like, who really wants to keep this cult going?
They started
the
trial, day 3 of the trial started at
and
3.
I see what's going on. I see
Started
the
9:30. This the 3rd day of trial, and
So,
it started
I
9:30.
just want to say, if y'all really want the information, y'all know who to go to. And not every day this week, but I'll be live another 1, maybe 2 times. And right before the trial happens, is we gonna definitely make sure that everybody knows where to go to when the trial starts. Okay? Now let's get into the information. Okay? Make sure you like the video, guys. We got 60-some people in the building. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Man, subscribe to the TikTok as well. Sean, if you have, instead of doing it in the comments, bro, just come up here and we can address it words to words. No cussing, no yelling, just all that stuff. Look, like looking for truth, all that stuff, right? So let me talk about Rick Ross for a second, right? And let me address my statements that I made about him, right? My only issues with Rick Ross is that there's no major in college or university for cults. How can somebody be a cult expert, right? And if you don't have a degree in psychology or sociology or anything that has to do with human behavior and how humans think, it's like, how can you truly be an expert? I get it. You created a nonprofit, right? You've helped hundreds of families that were involved in lower tier cults, deprogram, right? You built up a reputation over the years, and now people view you, wrote a couple books, now people view you as an expert. That's fine. I hope that the judge takes him serious, because that's going to be crucial in debunking all of the so-called defense's witnesses. Like I say, if you you dislike Nay, come explain to me why you dislike her. It's simple. You don't have to cam up or any of that stuff, bro. You can have your little avatar up and we can discuss this shit. Man, people would want to hear it rather than reading it in the comments. You over here mistyping words, you over here improper sentences. Come on, man. Right? So let's talk about 6 witnesses, right? You have Malia, Zoka, Efaru, Aya, Juju, and Jax, right? These are the so-called 6 witnesses. King World talked about this on his channel. Before other people try to take the receipts and impose it as their own and throw their own raffles, and as I'm gonna go ahead and just spread the information and where it truly originated from. Okay, so these are the 6 individuals, and what do we know about these 6 witnesses? They're literally the 6 remaining cult members that's left from carbonation, right? And we're not talking about the other statements that Sheba and potentially True or other Brianna or others that are going to be in the prosecutor. I'm not, in this video, we're not going to discuss that. So the 6 witnesses for Nature Boy or Elijah Ho Bishop are the 6 remaining cult members. His 6 most loyalist cult members. Now, why is that important? Because I guarantee you, the defense is not going to make it known to the judge or jury that these people were involved in the cult, right? They're going to try to do everything they can. And if they do make it, right, so we've got a couple options here. If they do make it seem and do make it known that these 6 witnesses were part of the cult, then they're going to use it as eyewitness testimony for the so-called event, the false imprisonment or the R charge, right? Now, this is where the dude Rick Ross, in my opinion, comes in to effect. He's the cult expert, right? He's going to be explaining to the jurors and to the judge and to everybody in the courtroom, right, how cult programming works. King World has already broken this down hundreds of times throughout his live stream, especially with this cult carbonation, right? With music, the food, the B6 diet, right? The isolation, the constant hours of listening to the videos, and surrounding yourself online with these individuals, right? King World has already went over all the cheetah print, the so-called tapestry in the background, right? All the symbols and terminologies and words that they use, right? I mean, we've already went over this. Like, we know exactly the techniques he used, but the jurors in Georgia, the so-called judge, and the people that's not tuned in for the last 5-6 years, they don't know this. So what Rick Ross is going to do, he's going to explain in a way that they can understand to everybody how the so-called 6 witnesses, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, I could be completely wrong, guys, about the strategy, how this is going to go, and all that. I'm not an expert. I've only watched a couple trials. I'm not even going to lie to y'all guys. I'm going based off what I've heard Michelle, King World, Zeke, other Beam Team individuals, Trejos, is Queen Wears the Crown, Nick, all of them. I'm just, it's summarizing my own thoughts based off their information, their experience, them having to deal with, either being in front of the judge or being on the opposite end, So I just have to make that disclaimer. Okay? This is just my opinion. That Ricky Allen Ross, not the rapper, will articulate how the 6 witnesses are suffering from cult programming, right? He might have a different term for it, obviously. And then he will go then to explain how cult programming works. I hope that Tabitha Pasmino and Rick Ross have got together, and this is why it bothers me that they haven't, and I don't know if they've emailed King World. I don't know if they've been in contact with King World. I haven't asked King World this. But they should have went to King World to get the information, right? Videos, the background, the history, right? I've heard Rick Ross explain it in the Rashad Jamal 6 Missing videos, a little bit about Nature Boy, about how he started the Etherians and then it switched to carbonation. He completely missed out melanation. Hope that he just forgot to say it rather than he didn't know about it, right? But this is why it's important that you go to the people that have been covering it from the beginning, because there's so many details that you're going to need in a case like this. And like I said, I don't know if they've been talking behind the scenes or what. I'm not going to assume it or anything like that, but I know King World has mentioned multiple times that he's going to send this, video to Tabitha Pasmino. So I haven't asked or anything. So I hope Rick Ross and Tabitha Pasmino has taken the information that World has sent or World has presented or that we have presented, and they break down in detail specifically how Nature Boy specifically and uniquely manipulates his own followers. Because every cult leader has different programming techniques. Every cult leader has different brainwashing strategies. And the way that Eligio did it is different than how Jim Jones, or let's say Mother Goddess, with the whole Mother cult, or let's say Charles Manson did it. They use different tactics and strategies and brainwashing tools. Some of the stuff is similar, right? There are some similarities, but each co-leader has their own personality, their own charisma, and they're tapping into a different part of the brain that allows them to control and manipulate these individuals. So hopefully Rick Ross will explain correctly and successfully, which I think he will, to the jurors how the 6 witnesses that will either take the stand, which I think that would be bad because Tabitha Pasmino is going to eat their ass up on that stand. Most likely it's probably going to be a written statement or a so-called recording that them and the lawyers did and prepared for, right? That's what I think is going to happen. And I think that Rick Ross' whole job is to explain to the juries how these women have been brainwashed and will say anything and be loyal to Eligio no matter what. And I think that the prosecutor Tabitha Pasmino and her team will bring up the fact that they were arrested for trying to smuggle contraband. Y'all remember King World's Live with the drone, all that damn weed, the cell phones, right? Right? Juju and Jax smuggling drugs and shit like that, being caught for weed and shit like that. Zoka and Aya recently being arrested, right? They're going to bring up all that information to show the jurors how Eligio still has his brainwashing over these women, that they're even willing to commit felonies in a damn prison, in a jail, to serve their leader. And Rick Ross hopefully will explain how in a cult, right, there's undying loyalty to where they will murder themselves. They will unalive their own children, like Paul McKenzie had murdered and had all those children, 191 children, starved to death in front of their parents, and the parents just sat there and watched it because those people had undying loyalty and believed in Paul McKenzie's message and delusions. Right? So hopefully they show a basis in court how followers who are manipulated via brainwashing strategies by the cult leader will do anything and everything to make sure that they serve their leader or their God. So in doing that, this is just my legal theory, my opinion, right? In doing that, right, their hope is to discredit or to invalidate any of the witness evidence from these 6 people, because they are brainwashed right now in real time by the cult leader. They're underneath his cult programming. So they're going to defend and say whatever it is that depicts him as innocent. So their so-called eyewitness testimony cannot be trusted as a credible source because they are programmed, they are brainwashed, they are suffering from these mental illnesses that make them loyal blindly to their leader. So much that they're willing to even commit felonies and give themselves years in prison to just smuggle in him weed and contraband and a cell phone. These young individuals willing to get up the youth. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pull up videos of cult members talking about cutting off their wing for Nature Boy. There's been multiple videos where Juju talked about that he'll do anything for Nature Boy. He'll beat up anybody. He'll unalive. Yeah, like he'll do anything. Jack's the same thing. And there's no telling what they found in those things that they've seized, devices and all that they seized, like during that raid. There could be evidence shown in the court that proves how brainwashed and how programmed and how compromised those 6 witnesses are. If there's any type of video, sexual video footage of them, if there's any type of, right, them being humiliated on video or on camera, any type of crazy way, that can be used as a way that the prosecutor can say that they're being extorted, or if not blackmailed, along with the brainwashing, to say whatever it is that the defense wants them to say to make Eligio appear innocent, to get a not guilty verdict. So those women cannot be trusted. Jackson Juju cannot be trusted. The fact that that lawyer made the witnesses, that let me know that lawyer is shitty as fuck. Straight up. Whatever his name is, and I don't even want to say his name.
Booker.
Goofball.
Booker.
Coffee bean head ass. In my opinion, he fucked up by even having these people. Like, these would be the worst people to bring, because you could easily prove them to be brainwashed, incompetent, mentally ill, and their whole evidence, their testimonies, all that can get thrown out. Also, right, we know if those women did do a recording testimony or did do a written testimony that is read in court, do you really think they're going to remain silent and quiet and on good behavior? Sorry, somebody honking. On good behavior while the prosecutor is giving their evidence to prove that he's guilty? What happens when the prosecutor pieces together a masterful, what Tabitha Pasbino puts together a masterful masterpiece of a case that explains in detail what exactly happened that goes against what they're trying to do. You think they're going to sit there and be quiet? They're going to be 3-3-3-3-3. And they're going to be making noise. They're going to be crying. They're going to be doing everything they can because they're not going to want to believe it. So people have to understand that there's really no way that Eligio is getting out of this motherfucker anytime soon. He's not. There's not no reasonable doubt. He's not getting away scot-free. Sorry, guys, I checked the audio. He's not getting out scot-free. Guys, we got 80-some people in the building, man. We need 20 more likes, man. Go ahead and smash the like button if you haven't smashed the like button already. But, and that might cause contempt of court, right? They'll do anything they can to try to create a mistrial, to try to, right, compromise Tabitha Pasbino or the judge. Like, they'll try to do anything they can to try to, right? I even read some of the comments underneath the little video that they recently put out that King World showed the pieces of. And, I mean, it's the same basic video that they've been just resharing and reposting all over the internet. But basically, they were talking about how Nature Boy's lawyers can subpoena the phones of the judge, the prosecutors, the cops that talked to Nene, and if they do that, then they can prove that Nene was coerced into saying that, and right, she didn't say it on her own free will, right? Like, how stupid can y'all be? If that was the case, they would have already done that, and they would have added it into discovery. Yeah, and we're going to talk about Solar as well. Because his ass is on the run. His ass has been running place to place. I believe he's avoiding whatever he was served with, whether it be a subpoena or whether it be paperwork or whatever. I believe he's running. And it just so happens that he's with one of the biggest criminals in the conscious community, Gugu Gaga. Gugu Gaga. Right, which we'll talk about Solar towards the end. Right, and I didn't know his page was empty. I'm actually about to check the hell right now, matter of fact. Hey with Nipples. And Nipples trying to claim he in Florida now. Yeah, man, Google Gadget trying to claim he lives in Florida now. He just visits Philadelphia and shit like that. Now all of a sudden you live in motherfucking Florida? Come on, man. Right before the trial starts? Come on, bro. And we don't see the biggest setup. Come on, man. We're not stupid, man. Yeah, I seen a motherfucking story he talk about. If anybody asks, I live in Florida now, right? And I only come back to Philly to check up on business and take care of my, my houses. And he walks in the house and you see Solar on the couch watching TV doing nothing like a motherfucker. Talking about, yeah, we working, we do it. Nigga, no, you're not. You just sit on the couch every damn day. Stop the cat, bro. So, yeah, Solar is going to get it. Hey, man, they might have to come get his ass. Straight the fuck up, man. Yeah, so Solar has one post. One second, what is this? What was this? 10 weeks ago. Why, Solar, why are you deleting all your posts, bro? I thought you was bragging and shit. Ain't that a motherfucker? Right before the trial, man. You want to move your shit? Guys, hold on, let me show this shit. I'm not at my computer. Man, I wish I was. But let me show you this shit. That shit, you can't make this shit up. You cannot make this up. 1 second. Let me turn this camera around. And like I said, I'm not going to be doing reporting on Solar. We'll talk about him maybe in a few weeks. But I made it a real issue. Like, I'm not going to talk about people that don't got cars. Like, if you don't got a vehicle, why am I even talking about your ass, to be honest with you? Like, if you only get 2 likes on post, why am I wasting my time talking about you when I can be talking about myself? So this is why I really haven't, I really stopped making content on Solar because he's a bum. Look. Hold on a second. Let me turn my brightness for y'all. Look. So you see Solar? On my camera's mirrored. 1 second, my camera's mirrored, so. See? Bro, let me fix this mirror camera, bro. 1 second. Oh, why does that? But it doesn't mirror it on the actual shit. It just mirrors it to me. And that's what I hate about Streamer, man. That's why I've been learning OBS Studios. I'm not even cat. Okay, so here we go. Okay, let me focus this in. Sorry about that, guys. Fucking camera shit. So you see Solar, right? Look, all his posts gone. Look. Hold on, guys, let me wipe my camera for you. I'll make sure it's clear. I don't want Dair be playing with his phone. He had spaghetti today. So, okay, that's a little better. Right, so there's Solar. He has one post. Sorry, guys, blurry as hell. You know what I can do? I can screenshot this and actually upload. Yeah, okay, so I'll do that for y'all. 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to do that for y'all. Yeah, but he has one fucking post. So, Solar up to something. Right before the trial. This bro, come on, man. Y'all really think it's a coincidence? So, that's what I want to discuss, right? Why do y'all think, and let me know in the chat, guys, why do y'all think that the lawyer would make these so-called 6 individuals, the so-called witnesses, to stand trial with Alicia? Please, like, I'm curious to hear y'all's opinion. Like, let me know in the chat, why do you think, like, I'm trying to get in their mindset and think, like, what could their possible strategy be? Like, do they possibly think that just because that they were there in the house, that the jury is going to believe all the different testimonies from the individuals that talked about it way beforehand, that got all their stories collaborated together, right? I mean, isn't it obvious that they're all going to have the same story just from their perspective to paint Nature Boy as the innocent person? I mean, that's kind of obvious, right? I mean, that's obvious as hell. So, and the fact that they are brainwashed, the fact that they even try to smuggle in drugs, they should even be allowed to be witnesses in the court with the pending charges that they have. I'm actually shocked that the lawyer would even fucking add them just based off that alone. Like, the jury's like, when Tabitha Pasmino exposes that these, like, who these witnesses are and what they got arrested for, you know what I mean, and how they're connected to the cult, and how they're, like, that's going to automatically, in the juror's mind, tell them that these people will say anything and everything to get their man out. Just like Rashad Jamal people that are still to this day is talking about he innocent, he free, he this, he this and that. It's bullshit. Sorry, guys. I'm uploading that video now. 1 second. Sorry. All right, it's uploading now. But it's BS. That's the only thing that I think that's what they're thinking. So make sure this shit upload. Okay, it's uploaded. Yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of that's their angle. And to me, that's so narrow-sided. Like, it's so easy debunkable. Like, if you think you're gonna have Malia, Efaru, Aya, Zoka give their statements on what happened via the R charge and via the false imprisonment, and they're all going to tell similar stories that paint Nature Boy as the good guy. He didn't do anything. It was love making. It was a romantic scene, right? If they think that that's going to work in court, you guys never get a thought. You gotta be way dumber than I thought. So let me show y'all, right, Solar shit real quick. Which we'll talk about this towards the end. So you see Solar's page, right? If you look close at the screen, right, you see 0 posts. He has one little live stream talk about the Gemini Solar Moon or something like that from 10 weeks ago. So why do y'all think, guys, in the chat, Solar is deleting his shit when he always loves to brag? He always loves to show that he living lavish, he living immaculate, like he living a motherfucking rich ass life and shit like that. Why all of a sudden you think he deleting his posts and shit like that? To me, I find that actually pretty funny.
Thank you, Tamika, for stopping by. Joshua for stopping by. Love each and every last one of y'all. When Try come on, I will be back on. Y'all have a blessed morning.
All right.